Hello everybody, Brian here from quantlabs.net. Today is 6:47 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, May 26th. Today we're going to talk about the hottest pairs. Before we get started, I'm going to show you the charts where you can get them. These will be updated every hour. So if you go over to quantlabs.net, I have already set up some charts here to show you. So let me just go back to my browser here. So these charts I'm about to show you, if you go under store, you'll find them under Quant Analytics. Right now it's $47. They will be going up to $97. I will be adding new live trading signals later this week. Once that takes place, then definitely you will see the prices for both. Well, it's really one membership for both the Forex Live and the Cryptocurrency Live. So if you want it, just as I said, come into the store. If you want to learn where to go, just come under here, under the Python Algo Trading Infrastructure with cryptocurrency. The Forex bot I wrote in less than 6 hours, tweaked it in less than 6 hours, so that was very fast. Once you know how to master this course, knowing this stuff pays off in spades. I'm about to attack mean reversion, so we'll see how fast that goes because it's not as simple as technical analysis. Regarding the charts, just come under here under Quant Analytics. Again, this price where you'll find the live signals of all the positions. We'll talk about that a little bit in this video live here on Facebook. All right, so if you are interested in this right now, if you come under here, under the monthly, you'll get it for $47, and later in the week, we'll be pushing it up to $97 per month. So if you subscribe now at $47 per month, you'll have that forever and ever, as long as you remain a member. And you can always, as usual, cancel at any time. All right, so let's get into the charts. First of all, let's talk about where the cryptocurrency markets are. I have to tell you, I haven't seen this on fire in a long time. Today is Sunday night. And what I'm about to show you is very high. This is the highest I've seen in the last 7 days. Crypto risk right now is, come on. Weighted average, if you follow me, is 6.46. That is very high. Anything over 2, I would consider you're doing okay in the trading side. But again, here's the moves. I know I just had Bitcoin up here at 7%, but right now the hot one is Litecoin at 7.75%. Hourly move, Bitcoin's 4.64 and Bitcoin 5.29. I'm not sure where the Ethereum Classic is at, but we'll get that in a minute. But you always can get live, well, if you had a bot, you could be able to get it like this. Right now, this is the latest info. So right now, Bitcoin SV, which we don't track because we don't have access on Kraken, 1.4% hourly move. Atom or Cosmos that we can have access to at 1.12%, and then we get a Monero 0.6. What you'll notice is a lot of these swings up will not get traded because of the down moves. I've eliminated a lot of the losing positions as I show you the position log, but we're going to talk about what are the hot cryptocurrencies right now. Since yesterday, the one that's been kind of profitable in a surprising way, I know that the answer to this is, personally I know this is the case because I track it. But let's see here. We've got our chart here. Okay, so we've got some new charts just created. Let me just show you here as I open them up. As usual, it always helps out when you're live on Facebook to have this properly prepared, but I thought I did. I was going to say it's Monday, but it's not. So we're looking for a Kraken bot. Okay, here we go, Kraken bot. And we want our reports. All right, so these are the reports that I just churned out in the last half hour. So here's the crypto risk that we can track here. Actually, I should have better log. But this is the one we want to load up. Crypto long based on trend. So we're going to load up our LibreOffice because that's the one we use for our Office software. Also, what I can load up for now is, let me show you the risk on log. So this is the log that tracks all the big five, and this is the performance we've been getting over the last 48 hours, let's say, because it is Sunday night. So last Sunday or Saturday on the 16th, we did pretty good. We're hitting numbers at 4 point something right here. 4.9, 4.7. I thought that was high. As I'm showing you now, we are now, last 3 hours, 1.05% hourly moves, 3.52, and now currently hitting a peak of 6.46. So where does it leave us? So we have our position log, and I'll be talking more about this live on the webinar at 12 noon about Forex versus crypto. And we're going to talk about the advantages, pros, and cons of each. So if I showed you the latest positions log, I'll show you today. There's a few positions. They were all profitable. Thank you very much. I've been tweaking this. Took me about total maybe, as I said, 6 hours. So I'm going to show you the most recent. So today, as said, is the 26th of May. So here we are. We just look for this verbiage here of exited P&L. So I'm going to find that. Okay, so we have our first one right here, which was an hour or so ago. The Atom or Cosmos. These profits are not big, but I'll take whatever I can get at 0.06%. And as I always say, the best way to measure this is your ask quantity versus your bid. And you can see the difference here between the two is quite vast. So that one did fairly well. This one I don't really care about. There's not much to brag about. The tether against US dollar, if you know about that. This one was a nice one. So here we are at current close. This took place 15:57, 159 current close, and the original was 157.60. So we made a profit of 2.34%. So that's roughly 1 to 2%. So that's a nice one. But here's the one that we want to look for: Dash against US dollar. So once we start looking, yesterday there were two other positions that took on. Tiny put profit here with this TZOS XTZ against US dollar. Not much, but I haven't factored in the commission fee yet. But you know, just on the raw, it's showing some profit. Here again, this one was quite on fire. A little bit of activity at 1:37 in the morning. Yesterday morning at 1:37, as I said. These little positions, you're going to see these losses at 0.044. I have tightly controlled the losses to minimize them, to get rid of the losses right away. The real one is this one right here, the percent change. Once that hits negative, it kills the trade because usually once it shows any sign of going negative below a certain value on the percent hourly move, you can bet dollars to donuts you're going to get your whipsaws, which is obviously equates to losses, which we don't want. So the previous position again at just after midnight yesterday. Again, we did all right, man. We had a nice little move on Dash once again, which, you know, close to 1%. And here's another one. Hopefully it'll stop this loss right here. And it will cut the trade once it shows any form of weakness, meaning in this case we have the total ask at 466 but all of a sudden the bids started to go higher than the ask, so it cuts the trade. And usually it cuts it just in time and does not take a loss. Again, trying to factor in the commission. So here, once again, this is a prior day. This one, tiny loss. So it's improving, but what is really dependent, as I've said last Monday in my webinar, is this factor right here is the big one. At 5.36, it's still pretty strong. I'll gladly take it. So 5.36 went over 6.4%. And here's our movers right here. Litecoin being the best. Bitcoin Cash at 4.64%. Again, these are hourly moves, and Bitcoin at 5.29. So the best mover right now is easily Litecoin at 7.75% over the last hour. But again, when you factor in, which let me just see here, you probably won't notice, but here, this is what we're looking for, are these movers. So this gets updated every few minutes, and you'll see how volatile this gets, because this was over 1%. And you can see 0.69, Bitcoin's, it's just bouncing around. Same with Monero, which was a lot higher than it was. Once it starts going negative, as I said, you can expect to see your whipsaws. And anything really under 1% in an hourly move is going to be whipsaw central. But the thing you need to watch out for here is the percent moves on the 24-hour basis. This is your big movers right here. So the question is, do you just trade on the daily time frame versus the hourly time frame? Because of these big moves, Tron's up 11.47%, but look where it's at now. So this is the dilemma of how we trade. All right, so let's check out the reports. As I told you, we've generated some reports on a daily basis. Daily using the daily data. Now, these charts I'm showing you right now, once again, are from the quant analytics section I just showed you. And again, these are some of the charts that you can get access to every hour as they generate. Very powerful. One that I've never seen take a lot of trades is this GNO. But when you look at the charts, just in the last week or so, you can see here we have some bullish going on, harmonics. The head and shoulders is just breaching that neckline. Okay, and these are the charts you should watch. Trending up, but on the 30-day view or look back, you'll see it right here. This is an interesting coin to watch. Just starting to maybe start to shoot up, but this is the number one on the report. Next up, we have Dash right here. More signals, but look at these little up moves there. Trending still down, but again, I show this historically, but you can see it's starting to trade above that trend. We haven't seen that for a very long time, so things are starting to take hold. Fibonacci is well below historically. Well, we can see that in more detail later on. Bullish crab, right? Head and shoulders. Again, it's beaten down, but if it breaks that neckline, we're doing all right. But look at this. Candle patterns. We have a candle on the 22nd. Another bullish candle right here on the 22nd again, and then yet again a bullish signal on the 24th. And when you look at the position log that's shown, all the positions, the more profitable trades at 1% or more are Dash. So this right now is probably the hotter coin to watch, at least on Kraken. So how else is everything else doing? So here's the problem with Dash. I'll show you the 30-day. you want to see more green. So we are seeing more green, a little bit of red on these 30-day. Look at this move right here 2 days ago. That's a big move up on that wick. Move up. And again, we're just starting to see the RSI. And historically, we can see what happens. Once that RSI starts to break at 70, we expect it to cool off on a couple of days. And again, these are daily charts. So what's our next best one? Zcash. Now, Zcash, if I was to look at here, where is Zcash? Nowhere to be found. I'm not sure how this is on a daily basis, but again, like with most altcoins, they're starting to trade above trend. That's a good thing. But here's the problem: bearish craps. There's a lot of downward momentum hitting this coin. Bullish candle, but to be honest, it is definitely more downward moving. But one way to confirm that is by looking at the charts. This is not too bad. This has some potential, and maybe just now it's starting to bottom out. A good way to confirm that is, again, very close to the momentum in RSI. That's what we look out for. And let me see here. I'm going to have to close up some programs here. Okay. So can't even scroll through this Office Libre. So usually, where do we see Bitcoin? So the private coins, XMR. So let's see BTC. Let's see if we have Bitcoin in here. It doesn't look like it is. Actually, it is. Bitcoin is obviously going to be one of the more popular ones. Let's see how we did with yesterday's call. Okay, so looks like there was a big move. I might have been off by 12 hours, but as I said, you can see these big moves right here. As I've shown you in here, Bitcoin did move 7.1%. So we were kind of pretty well close to being spot on there with that call. But we'll confirm that in the next little few charts. So Bitcoin's definitely on the move. We've got another bullish harmonic here, bullish bat. It's still underperforming the historical trend line here on the head and shoulder. That's pretty impressive. Let me see if we have any candles here. No candles look like have been generated yet, but it's just a harmonic. It's not one of the best performers, but Dash is something to be on the lookout for, because that's doing quite well. But hey, look at these big moves right here of Bitcoin, and we're just hitting that RSI, and we know what happens. Boom, boom, boom. So we get some good up moves, but we can expect some down moves over the next few days. So take your profit and hold on and wait for the next leg up. So that's where we're at. That's historically what's been going on. We can, after this move, maybe 2 more days of some moves, and then some big down moves on the next 2-3 days. So take your profit. I would strongly probably recommend from what I'm seeing. All right, so let's generate some Fibonacci charts. All right, so right now I'm going to generate, I'll probably generate 2 sets. First one is USD. Oops. Of course, I have to run the program. Price, action. And again, if you knew how to write this framework, you can write stuff like this. is pretty powerful. And you'd be able to get some exact calls, as I'm going to do right now, on the target levels with Fibonacci. That's why I use them. They're very, very, very predictable, as I've said. We're going to see how we did. I believe we were at, I can actually pull up my blog here and see what my call was and see if we broke through that. And I'll be patting myself on the back from it. Now, if you're not getting this from other YouTube channels, I don't know why you're watching, because they don't do this. All right, so we've got, helps to have the pair PTC USD 2 days. Again, you can learn how to write to these scripts. This framework is very, very powerful. Okay, so here's the blog. Here's yesterday's post. So we said the Bitcoin new support would be at 8,005 with big moves potential. If you don't think 7% over a 24-hour period is not a big move, well, I'm sorry, but you definitely need to re-examine your situation. All right, so we said 8,005 yesterday. Let's see where we're at today. All right, so okay, so we are done. I believe, no? Okay, so it's still running. La-di-da-di-da. Because there's so much going on with the recording of this live on Facebook, this does take up RAM. As I said, I definitely need a new computer. Alrighty, let's see. So, how's our database doing? For those that want to know about the current crypto, I'll give you, the Forex right now, Euro against the Swiss franc. This is going to be choppy, so I'm not even going to bother looking at it because I already know that pattern. Okay, so it's generating the charts right now. Hooray. So we are going to look at, let me see if I can load up through okay, so we can do this. So we have two charts that we can just generate. So these are the two charts that just got generated today at 7:09, which is 7:10. So I like to call it very fresh. So the one we want to look at with those target levels is the Fibonacci levels. This has been doing absolutely mind-numbingly accurate for the last few days. And the more I do it, the better it is. Just so you know, I'll be doing live streams on Facebook, and you can bet to dollar donuts I am not a fan of YouTube. And if you are on YouTube and you enjoy disliking videos like this, F you. Because you're not doing anybody a favor. And if you think you're all high and mighty, I don't care. But don't think I don't see it, because I do. All right, so the charts are loading in right now. Here we go. All right, so remember we made the call at, 8,005? Is that accurate? That's where we're at. Yeah, so we made this call that the support level, the new support will be at 8,005. Here we're going to get a new call. So it's much higher than that now. Look at this. So we said our support level was going to be here at 8,005. Well, we've clearly blown through that with this big mass move that we predicted. And guess what? The level 500, it hit our potential entry, and it blew past into our usual level 1 or 100. So here we go. This is how we can tell our next support level. So our support level currently is 83.2740. Okay, so that's our new support level, 83.27. If this continues, which I don't think it will, you can expect it to taper off, which it will, over the next few days. Take your profit and run. Thank you very much. But what we'll expect is, do not expect it to go below, as I said, 83 27 right here. It should still hold there. But our next entry is at 84.18, 82.64. Okay, so what I'm saying is it probably will drop back between the 618 and 500. So expect that to drop back to potentially as low as, I mean, it should at least drop back to this level right here at 786. So it should drop back down to 85.48 as it says right here. You can expect it, if it oscillates between these two levels at 100 and the 786, that's fine if the support established and stays in place. But it may not, so I would expect it to potentially drop down to the 618 level, which would be 84.18, but no further than 83.27. So that's what I expect over the next 24 hours, that it will drop back, because people will probably do exactly what I'm suggesting for you. Take your profit. Take your profit. Okay, that's a big move. That's 7% you just added to your portfolio if you follow this. Okay, now if you dislike that, you need help. Here you go. Remember what I talked about, that big move? Here we are. Boom, boom, boom. It's all green. Amazing. Okay, that happened probably in the last, these are hourly bars, so last 5-6 hours. So it stayed flat, and it did exactly what I thought. Didn't happen exactly time, but it did make that big move. That big bar did take place. Big moves, as you can see in the chart. And as I said, what I do expect it to do is it's going to taper off. Why? Because A, it's hitting the RSI, and the RSI, people are going to take profit, let it slide back to those levels as I said, and boom, the momentum is going to drop as well. That's Bitcoin. That's what I think. But is Bitcoin the hot one? No. Okay, so we'll do 2 charts or 2 sets. So we just did Bitcoin. Let's now do what I think are going to be the hot movers. But that's pretty good. I'd be very happy with that prediction. And if things continue like on these calls, I would expect you to be paying a lot more on the analytics service, because I just did a pretty nice call yesterday with a 7% move. Hooray. That's a big move, if you ask me. All right, so we waited out for the next 2 charts. This is again Dash USD against USD. So the charts I just showed you are hourly data, price moves, candles, and Fibonacci over 2 days. That's what 2 means. So let's check out where things are going, which I think is the hottest right now is Dash. So let's check out what we can expect here. All right. Let's see if we can get the move, what the move was. So, but this was a big move right here. And it's not a daily move. Let's check it out here. Okay. So do we have Dash in here? So Dash had a 3.98%. Look at Tron if we were still on BNB or Bitcoin SV. You'd have to be on another. I mean, this one's been on fire. I think that's because of Mr. Wright's copyright. Good for him doing that. I was expecting, I mean, Bitcoin Cash doing all right too. 6.8%. That's some big moves right there on the BSV. Take where the money's at, man. All right, so Dash. Okay, so as I said, we only had a 3% move over the last 24 hours on Dash. My report says that it is moving. But the only one that my system's taking trades is with Dash. I'm going to show you that in a minute. Where's Dash? Oh, I'm going to show you the charts. Okay, so here's Dash. Now, if you've been following me, man, I don't know why you wouldn't. Look at this. 236, 500. If we're going to continue to see some big moves out of Dash, we need to see Dash stay above the 500. Whereas I said, we have 500 as a support level. We're not there yet. It needs at least 12, maybe 24 hours to establish that support. That support level's already been clearly defined on Bitcoin. I'd even say the 618, what I just showed you is, or maybe even the 786 would be the support. I didn't expect it to be that strong, but there you go. But Dash is doing all right too. But we need to see this, and here's your profit levels. I'm only going to say 500, 159.051, but these are nice moves. But here's the problem, is these down moves as well, and that's what scares my system. Okay, now you may be wondering, why am I not trading Bitcoin? I can show you that very easily. Let's check it out. If I go into my temp directory and look at the watch list, hope this doesn't blow up my system right now. It's so big. Yeah, it's a big file. Okay, let me go to the end here. Okay, so we got 82,000 lines here. That's how much we got. So I'm going to show you the moves for Bitcoin. Okay, so we want BTC USD. Find previous. So does Bitcoin get added to the watch list? Yes, it does. But here's why it gets removed. So we have our ask at 32.87 versus a bid of 14.79. So that's very strong. The weighted average is here, 6.47. But somewhere, you know what the problem is? I've programmed the system to only take trades as the price approaches the 618 and halfway between 786, because the price of Bitcoin is much higher than the 618. That's why it's not taking those trades. I have not programmed the condition yet when the price is above 618, when it's above 786 level, to oscillate and maybe what you call scalping those trades, opportunities, because that's free money being taken, and that's big profit. So I'm not considered that yet into the system. It's only taking the trade as entry between the levels of 618 and right here, 618 and 786, and it has to be between level 618 and halfway between 618 and 786. If it is, then it will take those trades, and the only ones that's meeting those conditions is right now is Dash, but I'm sure there's a bunch of other coins, these big moves, according to here, right here, these big moves, it'd be making a lot more money because a lot of those coins are most likely going to be higher than 618. So if I had programmed that into the bot, it'd be making a lot more, for sure. So that's something I have to consider when you do get this weighted average at the range of 2+%. Here it's 5.36, 5.36, and it was even higher at 6.48 or something like that at the beginning of this video. So that's why it's not taking trades. That's pretty well it. As I said, the Forex, it's very, oh, okay, here we go. So let's talk about Forex for a minute, because we are doing the live webinar tomorrow at 12 noon. This is the problem with Forex. So let me just cover these two trades. Go over here. Where am I at? Okay, so if I go into my temp directory, copy the latest logs, what we have that's wrong with this, it's very simple. I know what the problem is because I was smart. Right now, as the markets are down, there's only 14 pairs in the Forex. This is using the Lambda. The problem with it is I was hoping to see more trades in yen. I'm not seeing that. Here's your problem. For example, USD, Swiss franc, that's a safe haven. Right here takes a total long and total short. That's pretty strong, but look at the volatility here. This is the rate of change over the hourly moves. We have 4 hours of negative moves, and now 2 hours, 4 hours of barely positive moves. And look at the average over 8 hours negative, which means that there's a much higher probability of whipsaws to come in if I took those trades. Same with the Euro CHF as well. CHF is just very volatile. It's up and down like a toilet seat, where you have, again, when you look at here, it's not so strong. Total longs 53% versus 46.78% right now, or at this time of 1921, which was about 2 minutes ago. And then look at this, ROCP up, down. That's over 6 hours ago, up strong, but then it came back down, quite strong, up, 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 up. So it's not so bad, but it's not that profitable over the past 8 hours. So chances are the system's waiting it out to show that pair it's strong enough where there is positive momentum there. Once it shows, then it may take a position barely. Versus last week, which I'll talk about, where we had the only position it took on was here, the euro against the Australian dollar, and it was very, very strong. Meaning, if you looked at the longs versus shorts, it was pretty impressive, where you look at 81% were longs and only 18% were shorts. That's screaming making money, for sure. You could have put on quite a bit of leverage and made some decent profit on that particular pair. And that was when I started turning it on last week. That lasted for about 24 hours. So that was screaming money opportunity in Forex. But again, we have to wait it out to make sure that we see some strength, particularly in this pair, the euro against the franc. And that's Forex. So I'll show you that again tomorrow, 12 o'clock, with the freshest data. But so far, what I've shown already with the crypto, it's pretty strong, but there's certain reasons why those positions are not being taken. Because I haven't programmed it yet, and that's why. All right, so hopefully you got some knowledge out of this, and we shall talk to you later. Have a good day. Thanks for watching, whoever, and we shall talk to you later. Bye.